are discussing fundamental rights. In that right to equality, we have completed equal protection of law and equal social equality also we have completed. Then equal opportunities, it is also completed. What left under right to equality is abolition of untouchability and abolition of titles. These are the five types of equalities we find under right to equality. So let us see that what is meant by abolition of untouchability, right? So here we know that in our Indian society in the past a kind of discrimination followed between upper caste and lower caste people. Certain sections in the society were treated untouchables. So after independence, our constitution makers have realized to provide equality for all, it's very essential of removing untouchability. So here untouchability is abolished in the constitution. Practice of untouchability in any form is considered a crime. Practice of untouchability is an offense. If anybody shows discrimination or practices untouchability, he is punishable as per law. Even jail punishment also given. Under Protection of Civil Rights Act, there will be penalties for preventing a person entering to temple or taking water from a well or tank. In the past, in our society, some caste people were not allowed. Some caste people were prohibited in entering to the temple. Some caste people were not allowed to take water from the well, a common well. So that was a kind of untouchability. Untouchability may come in any form. It may be showing partiality, it may be not allowing certain people to enjoy equal rights, it may be not giving equal opportunities to some caste people, it may be not allowing certain people into the temple, it may be not giving a glass of water to certain people, it may be ill treatment to someone in the public places. So it may be in any form. What it is? Untouchability. So untouchability in any form is offense. Practice of untouchability is offense. Article 17 of the Constitution prohibits untouchability. Understand? It is crime. Okay, everyone is treated equally. So under right to equality, untouchability is abolished. If anybody practices it, it is offense. Understand? Then abolition of a title. Another important equality we find here, that titles are abolished. British government created aristocratic class by giving the titles, that is Rao Bahadurs, Khan Bahadurs. This is the title British government created to some caste people, and they were treated some superior to other caste people. So by these created titles, people in people divided into two, right? One is a superior one and another one inferior one with the titles. So our constitution stated clearly that removing the what to call titles, removing unequal classification of the people, aristocratic class, somewhat rich, bourgeois in the sense who are in government sector. British government in its colonial period created these titles which divided the people into two groups, that shown inequality among the people. So here, after independence, these titles are abolished by our Indian constitution, and no citizen of India is allowed to accept the titles coming from foreign state without the permission of Indian government. Okay, a citizen of India should find permission from the central government to get the titles from foreign nation. Okay, so the titles are like Raj Bahadur, Khan Bahadur, Sir. Okay, in before the name we find Sir. So these shows some kind of discrimination, right? So these are abolished. And coming to the awards given in military and academic distinctions given to the citizens cannot come under the title. For example, Bharat Ratna, it is an award. Paramveer Chakra, Padma Bhushan. Okay, these are what to call awards which are given to the citizens for their work, right? So these are not considered title, understand? And those who receive these titles, they are not allowed to use these as a title. These are awards. So there is a clear cut provision on using the titles which can create a division among the people. In order to provide equality, their titles also abolished under the Indian Constitution. This is the what right to equality, in which we have seen five types of equalities. One is equal protection of law. Before law, everybody is equal. Law is applicable in the same manner to all, right? Second, what we have seen, social equality. In society, everybody is treated equally, irrespective of the caste, race, gender, religion. Right? Third is equality of opportunities. The Constitution guaranteed equality of opportunities for all the citizens in the matter relating to employment and in education, right? And fourth is abolition of untouchability, and fifth is abolition of title, just now we have seen. Now moving to another fundamental right, that is right to freedom. What is that? Right to freedom. Understand? Under right to freedom, our constitution guarantees there six types of freedoms. How many? Six types of freedoms. Understand? There are six types of freedoms guaranteed to the Indian citizens under right to freedom. So, what is the first one? The first one is freedom of speech and expression. It means every person, every individual is given freedom to participate in public activities. Citizens are free to express their views. We are free to express our views and stand by conducting meetings, okay, in public activities and stand, or by plays, or by paintings, or cartoons in the newspaper, or writing an article in the newspaper. Understand? So individuals or citizens or Indian citizens or what to call individuals are guaranteed freedom of speech and expression. Okay, this is the right is a restrictive right. That means it is a limited right. It can be curtailed, that means suspended, on the grounds of public order. For example, our freedom to express views may create public disturbance. So if public is uh, facing the trouble by our views, then our freedom of speech and expression is suspended. Okay, for the sake of public order and security of the state and for public goods, we see that right to freedom of speech and expression can be curtailed on the grounds of a public order. Understand? Movies are subject to review by the censor board. You know that after making every movie, it goes to censor board. In censor board, officials will watch that movie, and whatever the points in the movie by hero or by villain or by someone uh, is creating trouble to the public, that will be removed from the movie. Understand? So censor board is there which protects the interest of the public. Okay, so for the protecting the interest of a public, censor board cuts some points which are creating trouble to the public. Understand? Again we see that various laws we have regulating freedom to speech. We have the right to free speech. It is a right which cannot be used without any thought. Our free speech must not be defamatory, immoral, or illegal. That means when we express our views, it should not harm others. Okay, so there are laws which will go on forbidding the people who tells others to rebel against the government. Certain activities of the people may provoke others to go against the government, and those are suspended. So there is freedom to speech and expression to the people. People are allowed to express their views, what they feel right and wrong. Okay, this is one kind of what right to freedom. And second one, freedom to assemble peacefully without arms. There, the state, the constitution have guaranteed freedom to the people assemble peacefully. Okay, the state can impose reasonable restrictions in the interest of public order and sovereignty and integrity of India. Sovereignty and integrity of India should not be disturbed. Okay, without disturbing to the public and sovereignty and integrity of India, people are allowed to assemble. Understand? People have right to come together and form a group for many reasons. Understand? They may go for holding the meetings to protect their rights. We see that certain people often on the roads taking rallies, conducting demonstrations, right? There may be discussions about the problems. So people are allowed to gather at one place and conduct a meeting peacefully without any weapons. Instead, so peaceful gathering of the people is allowed. That is the right of the people, what we call right to freedom to assemble and stand, to discuss their problems and exchange their ideas. Everyone also has the right to carry out peaceful demonstrations. Suppose we do not like some policy of the government, then we can take a rally against that policy on the streets. This is the what you call freedom to assemble and stand. And however, we see that there are certain restrictions on these right and stand. That assemble, that meeting should go in a peaceful manner. It should not create trouble to any other one. There should not be use of arms. Okay, it is not allowed to conduct a meeting with weapons. Understand? So who conducts the meeting with weapons? It is a terrorist. Understand? So people are allowed to conduct any meeting with peacefully and without weapons. Understand? So wherever a demonstration or a rally is going to organized by certain group of people, they should take permission from the government well in advance, so that public order will not be disturbed. Suppose we decided to take rally, what you call, uh, from a, bus stand to the tower circle, then prior information should be taken. Okay, what happens when we take prior permission? Then there will be traffic department providing way for daily commuters to go by another way. There should not be disturbance to other commuters. Understand? So in such a way, when we plan to organize a meeting, prior information to be taken. Understand? So there is right to freedom to assemble peacefully without arms. Look at the figure 19.2. There is a rally going on. Many of the people are taking a rally with a national flag. Understand? So this is what our freedom. Citizens are guaranteed a freedom to associate, a freedom to assemble in a peaceful manner without weapons. This is what the right to freedom. And third freedom under right to freedom is right to freedom to form associations and unions. Instead, we see that there are several associations for the interest of the what people. Understand? People can form their associations. Their what association means, their organizations. They can form unions based on their culture, based on their business, based on their trade. Understand? You may have seen that workers forming their union for their interest. That is called workers unions we have, right? TP, what you call TSFU, uh, what you call like that, organizations we have. Understand? Cultural groups we can form. Okay, and business associations. If you look at that outside, auto wala have auto unions, rickshaw wala rickshaw unions, workers have their workers union, and businessmen have their business union, then advocates have their unions. Understand? So all these unions and associations are allowed for the people to form for protecting their interest. They make demands to the officers of the factory. So the union protects the rights of the water workers. So there is a freedom to form association or unions. Understand? This is one freedom given to the people. Understand? That is the third one, freedom to form association and unions. Understand? Next is freedom to move freely. What is that? Freedom to move freely any part of the nation. Okay, with certain restrictions. People have freedom to move freely throughout the India, in any part of India. Okay, there are certain reasonable restrictions on our movement throughout India. Understand? See, at the border of India and Pakistan, we are not allowed to move freely, right? Where there is a security forces deployed, there we are not allowed. Where army is working for us, there we are not allowed to move freely. Instead, so rest of the territories of India, we can move anywhere. Understand? So for example, there we find restrictions may be imposed on our movement and traveling in order so as to control epidemics. Suppose corona has spread now. So during the corona time, our government imposed lockdown, right? If that time, if you say that I have freedom to move anywhere, I'll move out, then this is wrong, because it is the uh, essential to protect life of everyone, right? So for protecting the life of everyone, government can take action of curtailing free movement of us instead. So certain restrictions, reasonable restrictions are imposed on our movement. So there is a freedom to move. We can move anywhere. We can move from throughout any in throughout India. We can move anywhere. Okay, with certain restrictions. What are that? At army site we cannot move. Okay, at the what to call sensitive places, there we cannot move, right? Third is that where there is a boundary there between the two nations, there we are not allowed. Another is that suppose in certain region epidemic disease is spreading, there we are not allowed. These are some reasonable restrictions. Understand? So reasonable restrictions are imposed for the security and safety of the water country. This is a fourth freedom, right to freedom, that is freedom to move freely. Instead, fifth one, freedom to reside and settle any part of the territory. It is also similar to first one, what to call the above what I said. Okay, we are allowed freely to move anywhere and construct a home or live any part. Understand? Suppose if you want to live in Hyderabad or Telang, what to call in Delhi, or what to call Jaipur, you are allowed. But thing is that same is applicable. What is applicable? That you are not allowed to reside at boundary of India Pakistan, right? So certain safeguards are envisaged to protect indigenous and tribal people from exploitation and coercion, that is conflict. Understand? So here we are allowed to reside any part of the territory of India with reasonable restrictions. Understand? Right? And here what you call by the state in the interest of general public or for the protection of scheduled tribes, there will be certain reasonable restrictions. Understand? So to avoid coercion, that means conflict between people, among the people, to avoid coercion, that is conflict, there are certain reasonable restrictions on settlement of us. Understand? So there is a freedom to us to live or settle any part of the India with reasonable restrictions. Understand? And last, freedom under right to freedom is freedom to practice any occupation, trade, or business. Right? Earlier, we have seen a particular community was not allowed to the field in which he had interest. But